The next big patch for Microsoft Flight Simulator Sim Update 4 is right around the corner. Also, there's some new information this week about Azure AI, and Orbx released some new terrain meshes for New Zealand. So let's jump in and take a look. As those of you who have been around for a while will know, Asobo update Flight Simulator in two distinct ways: world updates and sim updates. The next one in the queue is Sim Update 4, which will focus on general improvements to the sim. As usual at this point, there's not yet an extensive breakdown on what will be delivered. However, the latest feedback snapshot gives us some insight as to what we can expect. The first long-awaited changes to the Garmin G1000 and G3000 systems will be arriving with Sim Update 4. However, it's important to keep in mind that the Garmin update is split across 3 separate patches, starting with Update 4 and continuing into Updates 5 and 6. Live weather improvements will also be split across 2 patches. That starts with Sim Updates 4 and goes into a Sim Update 6. No mention on Updates 5 there, so it seems this will be split across the 4 and 6 patches, skipping 5. This will hopefully fix the ongoing inaccuracy issues for live weather and wind readings. Also, the excessive icing effect that people have been experiencing has also been fixed for this update. And meanwhile, turboprop logic fixes will be seeing the first of the improvements occurring in this update, with again more coming later on. And of course, one of the big changes will be the improvements to ATC, which should now have correct phraseology. Just how good this turns out to be is something I'm very interested in seeing. For the most part then, that is all the info we currently have on the update, so I'm definitely keen for seeing Asobo and Microsoft releasing more details on what we can expect. Separately, in a bid to avoid the numerous issues and bugs that have plagued every update since release, Asobo are currently conducting a closed beta for this update. The big focus for this is regression testing, which essentially means that people will be testing the parts of the sim that haven't been changed in order to see if there's been any unintended knock-on effects from the new code. Of course, the new features and bug fixes will also be tested. Sim Update 4 is scheduled for release on the 25th of May. So with ATC voices being a focus for Sim Update 4, the latest partnership series video for Flight Simulator focuses on Azure AI and its neural voices. The video goes into some detail on how the tech works and how variations and personality have been injected into the ATC voices. We all know, however, that right now ATC isn't in the best possible place, and unfortunately the video doesn't go into any detail on how things will be changed and improved in the future. However, it seems that really isn't the point of the video, and rather, as with all previous partnership series videos, the focus is actually on how the tech works, as well as who is behind the tech. The video is certainly worth a watch, and you can find it linked in the video description. In other news, Orbx this week released a new type of product for Microsoft Flight Simulator in the form of a terrain update. Specifically, this focuses on New Zealand. The focus is clearly on improving the landscape as a whole and comes with 10-meter digital elevation maps. You can see some comparison screenshots in the background, as well as some footage that I recorded earlier. The overall quality is actually very nice indeed. The great thing about this mod is that it doesn't actually make any changes to the game files, nor does it change the default mesh, so all of that remains untouched, whilst the sim instead uses the new DEM data. Orbx have also stated that the mod will be updated in future with LiDAR data, which will bring a far higher resolution DEMs, potentially going as high as 1 meter. So this is a relatively small download at 500 megabytes and is priced at around $20. You can find the link in the video description below. I suspect that it's very likely that Orbx will be releasing future digital elevation maps for other countries in the future, but I also suspect that it's likely they will want to avoid areas that Microsoft themselves are going to be updated. So good opportunities here for improvements all around the globe. Hopefully we see these sooner rather than later. That then brings us to an end of this video. As always, thanks for watching. and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.